The next section I'd like to talk about is arpeggios and the techniques that you can use to play fast arpeggios, these being sweep picking, string skipping and fretboard tapping. But first I'll explain what an arpeggio is. It's when you play the notes of a chord on their own, so separately. So rather than strumming them, you're playing the individual notes of a chord. And this is used in sweep picking, string skipping and, as I said, tapping. But the way that you make these arpeggios, they're not not somewhere in the air, like they all come from the scale that you're playing in. So as we were playing in D minor, I'll show you how you make the arpeggios from D minor, so you can apply sweep picking, string skipping and fretboard tapping to them. So play the notes from the D minor scale again, so D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and then number the notes, so it's not fret numbers but just number them 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8's just 1 again, that's D. So what you do, you get a D minor triad, it's called, that's a chord. The chord's made up of 3 notes, tri being 3, so you get a D minor triad. It's used the first note, the 3rd note, and the 5th note, and this being D, F, and A. So this is a D minor chord, but since you can't really play a chord on 2 strings, you need to hear the 3 notes separately. Play them over 3 strings. And here's D, F, A. And this is the D minor triad. So what you can then do to this triad is, since you've got the 1st note, the 3rd note and the 5th note, what you do next is called an inversion, which you take the 1st note and bring it round. This will all be in your booklet, so look at that. So 1, 3, 5, instead you play 3, 5, 1, which will then be F, A, D. So that's called the 1st inversion of D minor. Then you take the 3 and bring that round, and then you have 5, 1, 3, which is A, D, F. And that's the 2nd inversion of D minor. So what you end up with is, and this is 3 voices, it's called the chord voices for D minor. And anywhere where these notes repeat, you can apply the same, so D, F and A being the root chord, D, F, A, then F, then F, A and D, the 1st inversion, and then A, D and F, which is an octave with that. So here you've got D minor all across the fretboard. And these can all be applied to the techniques I'm going to show you. So then you look at your D minor scale and you remember what chords were actually minor. So you had D minor, and then there was, well, this one's a weird one, F minor flat 5. Because of the flat 5, this chord's omitted, so a big X to that. F major, so no. G minor, you can apply the same shape to G minor. G, B flat, D, and 1st inversion B flat, D, G, the 2nd one being D, G, B flat. And wherever these 3 notes repeat as well, same shape, starting on 12th fret here. There's G minor root, 1st inversion on the 15th fret, and then way up on the 19th fret is the 2nd inversion. So you've got, and then the next chord in D minor is A minor. And you apply the same shape. It's just like the scales and the chords, it's the same shape. So memorise all these shapes wherever these notes appear. So when you're playing in D minor, you can use these arpeggio shapes to apply your sweep picking, string skipping and tapping. And so that's the minor shapes covered, and now we'll talk about major arpeggio shapes. And we'll play the D major scale here to show the example. So D major is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. That's a happier sounding scale. And all we do is the same number on 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to home. And 1, 3, 5. The same rule applies. So which is D, F sharp, and A. So you play that F sharp, A. There's a triad, the root position triad. And 1, 3, 5. Then you take the 1 and bring it round. So you have F sharp, A, and D. And then you bring the 3 round, and then it would be 5, 1, 3, A, D, F sharp. So there's root, first inversion, second inversion. And wherever these notes repeat, you do the same. So here's D, F sharp, A, and F sharp, A, D, and A, D, F sharp. So now you've got all the major shapes as well. So we'll look at D minor, what we're originally in, and you can apply the shape, memorise the finger shape to whatever major chords are in the scale. So you had D minor, so X, E minor flat 5, big X, and then F major, so there's that shape. Then G minor, no. A minor, no. Then B flat major, and then C major, and you're back to D minor. So now you know the major and minor shapes in the D minor arpeggio using the chords. So you can apply this to any scale. Just do the same for E minor if you're wanting to play in that. Whatever scale, you just take the first 3, 5, and you build up the inversions using that. Okay. And the next chord I'd like to talk about for creating arpeggio shapes is one that's used in metal. It's called a diminished seventh. And this is a chord made up of minor thirds, which is notes that apply, well, occur 3 notes apart. So rather than thinking so, they go, so it'll be D to F, see 1, 2, 3, D to F, F to A flat, and A flat to B. And that's and since you can't play the chord like that, you play the notes separate. So D, F, that's A flat, B, and D, and that's the diminished seventh chord. And when the chord's got after it's got the name, if it's major, minor, diminished, and it's got a number after it, that means there's another note from the scale. And from the diminished scale, it's the seventh. So now we've got the root, third, fifth, and seventh. So there's an extra inversion you can use. So you can use D, F, and A flat. That's root, first inversion, F, A flat, B, D. So second inversion is A flat, B, D, and F. And then the third inversion would be B, which is the seventh note, D, F, A flat. So now you've got the diminished shape. And if you're playing in a harmonic minor scale with a sharpened seventh, so we use D minor here in the sharpened seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So C sharp. And when you're on that C sharp, you can use a diminished seventh arpeggio. And the good thing about diminished arpeggios is that they repeat every 3 frets, so the inversions are 3 frets away from each other. So here we go. Now you've got the arpeggio shapes required to play in heavy metal style, and you know how to apply them to the scale. Now I'll teach you the techniques to actually apply these arpeggios to.